I'm going to reveal to you two unstoppable AI stocks that you should 100% have in your portfolio. These are AI stocks to buy now and hold throughout 2026 and beyond. We're going to talk about each one of them. I'm going to break them down for you and give them to you here in about 10 seconds. Thank you for giving me a few minutes, and let's jump into this. My name's Austin. If you're new to me, please hit that like and subscribe button, and let's talk about it. So, two unstoppable AI stocks to buy. All right. So, look, here's what it comes down to. In the orange, I can't talk today. Tech companies are set to spend massively on AI infrastructure. You cannot turn around and look anywhere online or what have you and not hear some variation story about how much is being spent on AI infrastructure, chips, RAM, data centers, the infrastructure for data centers, the wiring. I did a video yesterday talking about a great play that's in the infrastructure, AI infrastructure. You can find that here on my channel. But this one is talking about two massive plays in AI. But look, so right now, capital expenditures are set to go to 700 billion this year, and we're talking 3-4 trillion per year within the next 2 or 3 years. That's going to be spent on AI infrastructure. This is crazy. Okay. So meanwhile, look, when these companies are building these AI infrastructures, basically these massive data centers, right? What are they putting into them? They're putting in massive amounts of computing power, computers, GPUs, processors. What goes into that? You have chips, you have memory chips that go into that. You have all those different variations of things, of components that have to go into those AI data center computers that do all of the back-end processing for everything AI. Okay. So one of the best ways to invest in AI is finding companies that are benefiting from long-term trends, i.e., this case, the long-term trend is spending on AI infrastructure. But in their market, there is bottlenecks, there is issues. So if the company can emerge as a winner of basically not having overcoming that bottleneck, right, then they will win. So we're going to talk about two unstoppable AI stocks that are doing just that. The first one is AMD. We've all heard of AMD. You should own AMD. If you own any AI stocks, you should own AMD. AMD, Intel, NVIDIA, what have you. But AMD is a little different of an animal versus, say, an NVIDIA, and we're going to talk about that. So let's take a look at their chart real quickly. You can see 5-year up 342%, 1 year up 273%, and last month, up 72+%. Year to date, the stock opened January 2nd, 223, and is currently trading up 343. Okay, so yes, that's a dramatic move up. But if you're looking at buying and holding these on a long-term basis, you pretty much got to draw a line in the sand and get in. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I know it's up 300+% in the last 5 years, 270, but I still think there's a tremendous amount of upside. Go back to what I said at the top of the video. Companies that benefit from this massive data center build out. Okay. So company has established itself as a leader in the data center central processing unit, the CPU market, and that market is set to explode. Here's where it gets different. Okay. So rival Intel recently noted that the ratio of GPUs, now GPUs are graphics processing units, okay? It's a different chip than a CPU, a central processing unit. And AMD is predominantly in the CPU market. They were kind of a laggard, if you will, in the AI race because everybody was jumping on the NVIDIA train. GPU. Well, listen to this. For AI model training, the ratio is 8 to 1. Meaning you have to have 8 chips on a wafer, 8 GPUs on a wafer. Okay. Look, and inference is going to shrink to 4 to 1 for GPUs, and agentic AI, it can move to 1-1 and even start to favor CPUs. What does that mean? What does this sentence mean? That means that GPUs is starting to go down. That number is moving. Okay. Because as AI evolves, like most of us are doing model training, where we're actually going in and looking and querying the databases and querying AI, Anthropic, Meta's, OpenAI, what have you. Okay, but for inference, which is a new emerging sector, it goes to 4. They only need 4 GPUs, and agentic AI, it moves to 1-to-1 in favor of CPUs. So right now, a lack of high performance CPUs is becoming one of the biggest AI infrastructure bottlenecks. And AMD is standing there to benefit from this because they are arguably one of the biggest leaders in the CPU market. Okay. AMD is looking to remain at the forefront of data center CPU technology by introducing high core CPUs specifically designed for use with agentic AI. All right. Okay. Company does also have its own GPU line as well. And AMD signed GPU deals with OpenAI and Meta platforms. And then you can guarantee that those companies will probably come to them and get CPU chips as well as we start to see more and more of agentic AI emerge as we roll along with AI. So therein lies the reason that AMD should be a part of your portfolio and is one of those that you should be buying and getting into. Next one is Micron. Now we're switching and talking about memory. Okay, we were just talking about the chips, but memory is a component that sits right alongside the CPU and the GPU chip. Okay, so this is another major bottleneck is memory, particularly HBM memory, which is high-end form of DRAM, dynamic random access memory. Say that really fast. Okay. Here you go. To perform optimally, GPUs and other AI chips need to be packaged with HBM memory, which Micron does, to quickly offload and retrieve data. As such, AI accelerators continue to grow. So does the need for HBM memory, which is already in short supply. To make things even more complicated, HBM can require 3 times the wafer capacity of ordinary DRAM, making it more difficult to scale up. And Micron is one of the major companies that does this. Okay, so let's take a look at their chart. So you can see in the last 5 year up 546%, 1 year 599%, 1 month 47%. Started the year at 315 and wow, currently trading at 578. So you can see that it's become a Wall Street darling. Everybody's recognizing that Micron is one of the big players that you need to be invested in. And it is the supply and demand environment for DRAM market has led to its revenue skyrocket and its gross margins to balloon. Okay, so 2 competitors for Micron are Samsung. I want to look at them. SK Hynix. Those are the 3 major players in the memory place, the DRAM memory space. There you go. I'll get it. Okay. So look, all of these add up to really good AI stocks that you should have a piece of. Why? It comes down to diversification. Look, I own Intel, I own AMD, I own Nvidia, I own AMD, I own Micron. These are all part of a overall AI portfolio that I think you should be diversified and have a diversified portfolio with. So let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. As always, thanks for giving me a few minutes. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe on your way out. Check out some of my other videos. They'll be linked right there if you want to check them out. I'll see you. Thanks. Bye.